What's cracking, guys? Omar Isov here, back with another video. In this video today, we're talking about supplements, why most supplements don't work. And don't confuse that with me saying that no supplements work. But I'm sure you've seen advertisements, BS advertisements by various supplement companies touting certain research saying X supplement is proven to cause a certain amount of gains. And you wonder yourself, wait, how does this research get published? And why are people buying this supplement? I think we should all be a little bit more skeptical. Enter Dr. Eric Helms today to explain how research works. This is important not only if you care about supplements, but just understanding research, because I'm sure you've heard a bro at the gym try and tout a little bit of science and say, well, I heard a research says X, and then you wonder once again, wait, that doesn't sound right. So he's going to break down research, why you should be a late adopter, it's called, when it comes to supplements, and overall what to look for. If you're just interested in increasing your lifting knowledge, again, learning about how research is orchestrated, how it's organized is very important if you want to make the most out of your lifting. So without further ado, I'm gonna let Eric do the rest of the talking. This is a very important video. If you like this video, if you want to see more content like this, just make sure to like the video and leave a comment below what you want to see Eric talk about next.
What's going on, everybody? Eric Helms here. Omar, thanks again for having me back on the channel. I know I've been here a lot. I'm sure people are sick and tired of listening to me, but I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking about science and stuff that I like, and I hope at least a few people enjoy it. So today I'm going to be talking about supplements, and not any specific supplement. I'm not going to give you the juicy new details on what's the best new supplement, but rather I'm going to talk to you about why perhaps you should be a little less focused on supplements and be a little more of a snob about which ones you take, and why you should be what I call a late adopter. So the first thing I want to tell you about is what's called publication bias. So in the research realm, this is common across all fields. There's a thing called publication bias, and it just means that there's a tendency for the journals where studies are published to publish positive findings, interesting findings, significant findings, meaning that more often than not, a study that has p less than 0.05 and has a positive result and has interesting findings is going to get published by a journal rather than a study that shows nothing really happened here. So that means inherently that more interesting findings get published more often than not. We have more positive findings than negatives. And since research is all about probabilities and having a large enough sample size to see that something actually worked, that means that we're not seeing a good sample of all of the various outcomes that are occurring in these studies, which means there's a bias towards positive results. And this does come into the supplement world. So inherently, when we look at research, we have to be a little bit skeptical, and we should wait until we see multiple studies confirming a finding before we really buy into it. But publication bias is actually even worse in the supplement research world, and I'll tell you why. It's not uncommon at all for companies to farm out research, to hire third parties to do independent validation of their products. Now, this is a good thing. I'm not saying you should be a conspiracy theorist who thinks all funded research is bunk, but you should be aware that some, not all, of these companies require a contract be signed by the researchers to say that, hey, whether or not you publish this research is our call. Now, I don't think these contracts should ever be signed by any researcher. If you're an up-and-coming researcher or an existing researcher looking at this, don't say yes to the money, don't do the study, say no. I will only do this research if I'm allowed operational control of publishing the findings. But it's not uncommon at all that those contracts exist. That means that if you get hired to do a study on the supplement and you don't find that it works, the company's not going to let you publish it. So there's an even greater publication bias for supplement research. So that's reason number one. We have to realize that publication bias is likely amplified in the supplement research. So we're probably seeing more positive findings than there actually are in the real world. The second thing you have to consider is that there is a potential for harm. The supplement industry is not that well regulated. You can think of various times, especially in the US, where supplement companies have been shut down, things have been made illegal, or things that are illegal have been found in unique forms or hidden. In general, this means that you're rolling the dice a little bit when you take a supplement, especially from a shady company or one that just doesn't seem like it's well established, doesn't have third-party validation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's something to consider. And I think this is really important, especially in the bodybuilding world, because the mindset is typically, hey, what's the worst that can happen? I burn a hole in my wallet, I waste some money, but at least I'm turning over every stone. I'm taking the game seriously. I'm going to take any supplement that even has weak research or a chance to work. Because worst case scenario, I'm just spending some money, and I'm okay with investing in my gains. I'm okay with gambling. Now, I understand that mindset, but I think if you can understand that that mindset also has potential to set you back, you might be a little more cautious. Now, let me give you an example of what I mean. So back in 2009, I believe, the first study on D-aspartic acid came out. And this is just an example. There are others. And it showed, it was the only human study that was out at the time, that testosterone was increased by taking D-aspartic acid. And everyone started putting this in supplements. It became the new test boosters. People started buying it. And with only one human trial, which to me is crazy. And not only that, but the human trial didn't measure changes in body composition or strength, just testosterone. So everyone assumed that this small increase in testosterone would actually transfer to sport performance or body composition. Then, follow up a few years later, a study was done where they actually did assess body composition and performance in the weight room, and they found, oh, it didn't actually help anything, and it didn't even seem to improve testosterone. Well, no big deal, no harm, no foul, I just wasted my money. But the story doesn't end there. There was a study that came out, I think, in 2015, where they found that D-aspartic acid actually reduced testosterone. So now we've got research showing negative, neutral, or positive benefits. We don't know which one's the truth. But that's not something you want to gamble with. You don't want to actually be taking something that might be harming your gains or your health in some way. So this is a real thing. There is a potential chance for harm here. There are real cases of supplements that are just not a compound you want to put in your body, or things that are sometimes tainted due to poor manufacturing processes, or even deliberately. So that's not something you want to mess with. Now, unfortunately, the third point I have to make is that the benefits are actually really small, even if it's something like a creatine monohydrate, or if it's something like a caffeine, or if it's something like the few sports science supplements that we have that really do have a benefit and have been shown to work through things like meta-analyses, etc. Those don't even actually do that much. And most of the time, you won't even be able to tell the difference from taking the supplement. So there's a potential risk for harm and a very small potential benefit. So that means you probably want to be a late adopter. You really don't want to listen to your fear of missing out. You don't want to buy into the hype. You want to be someone who waits until there is a lot of evidence before you actually pull the trigger and decide to take a supplement. Now, you're probably going, well, okay, all you really did was scare me and tell me it doesn't matter. What should I do? Here are a couple resources that I think will really help you actually make better decisions. The first is the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition. That's JISSN. That is an open access journal, so everything they published, you can read the full text, and they regularly do position stands where the experts in a given field who are part of that journal and the society write a position stand on a given supplement or on a class of supplements, and you can get their impression. So you can just Google position stand, type in the name of the supplement, JISSN, and it should come up. And if nothing comes up, that probably means that there's not enough evidence on it to even write that position stand, which probably means don't take it. Another great source of information is examine.com. This is a great website. You can just go to examine.com, type in any supplement you're interested in, and it has basically like a Wikipedia page of all the information about it. And at the top, it's got the summary of evidence, what it does, how high quality that evidence is. So before taking any supplement, I would advise checking out both the position stands available at JISSN and checking it out on examine.com and seeing if there is a robust large amount of evidence, because you want there to be meta-analyses, multiple studies, all showing positive effects, with only a few showing neutral and none showing a negative effect before you decide to take a supplement. All right, so that's why you should be a late adopter. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next time.
And that, my friends, explains why we have so many crap testosterone boosters on the market right now, making terrible claims, and we perpetuate then this false information by buying into it without doing our due diligence. So, if you hear any BS out there, make sure to do your own research. Check out those 2 resources, but even if something's accepted as a given, be a little skeptical. And if you do want to use supplements, remain a late adopter. Wait and see until the research really supports it. Anyways, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you liked the video, make sure to like the damn video, and also check out Eric Helms. I'm going to link him in the description. He's putting out fantastic information. I'll see all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace!
Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.